what's up guys, your boy here, and welcome back to the first episode of Regulation Review. And today, this marks another time when I just heard about sometimes about video games. I like video games so much, but today I'm gonna show you guys one of the all-time classics that are right now that Resident Evil, all the biggest franchises, I forgot, just hold on. Obviously, we're gonna show you guys about the one of the most iconic franchises for Capcom. I'm speaking of Resident Evil, but today, that marks 26 years later. You know what I'm speaking for? This one. That's right. Resident Evil. Okay, just hold on. That's right. Resident Evil Code Veronica was released in February 26th. Let me just see. Let's see. It was released in February 3. And that was the day that this game was released for Japan for the Sega Dreamcast. And man, I was surprised about that. There's so many different versions about this game. We have the PS2 version. It's kind of cool, but looks like I tried this game once, but it's really incredible and iconic. Using the same graphics for the Resident Evil trilogy. The original trilogy, not the remake, because that does not count. I actually like this game so much, because I know actually it's like a sequel besides Resident Evil 3 and Resident Evil Survivor. Resident Evil Survivor released the same in 2000. In 2001 released Code Veronica in North America. In the Japanese version, they will release the Dreamcast version for Resident Evil Code Veronica for the first time. But I had some different complaints about this game. Number 1. The difference between every console of the game of Code Veronica is definitely every version. We got the Dreamcast, we got the PlayStation, we have the GameCube. Yeah, those three versions that actually are really similar and different compared to the other games, such as Resident Evil 2 that it was released on Dreamcast 2 for GameCube, and the same goes for Resident Evil 3. The originals. I'm not talking about the remakes. I'm talking about the originals. The originals, the classics. Who would have thought like this? The series actually is a sequel to the main series. It is canonically. Isn't a main official timeline of Resident Evil. I know it's canon. But everybody was wondering if Code Veronica gets a remake, that will definitely blow everyone's minds. If this remake shows up in the Game Awards of this year, they will definitely blow their heads off if this remake came out. Because they have some very different types of games, like the full release of Onimusha, that they finally brought it back, the official forgotten franchise of the Japanese traditional, but it's actually Resident Evil, but with samurais, using the gauntlet to seal their souls and actually share it, and then actually upgrading your suits, weapons, and you actually have some supplies. It's really different than Resident Evil. I just really know that this game is really fantastic. This game was really fantastic before it came out in Japan for the Sega Dreamcast. I never tried the Sega Dreamcast, but this for the PlayStation 2, I really tried it. Besides the PlayStation 1, we have the PlayStation 2, and we have the GameCube version. My God. What is the same thing about Resident Evil 2 and 3 on GameCube and why Resident Evil 2 is in Dreamcast, and why Resident Evil 3 is not on the Dreamcast anyway. Oh yeah, it has the Dreamcast. My bad, my bad. Besides, you actually play the main protagonist, you know, the main protagonist from Resident Evil 2. And this is definitely, yeah, you actually now trapped in an unknown island. I mean, there's a lot of things about saying Resident Evil Code Veronica for a while. I mean, when I try once again, but I don't think so. If they brought it back, the original game for Steam, before they came out the remake, or the remake came out next year, that is 2027, that will definitely blow their head up. I mean, I'm so glad. Let me just take a look. I'm just definitely gonna blow my head off if this classic, I mean, the classic game came out in Dreamcast, so we can play all together. You know, right now, and all the fans are crazy about this game to make a remake official. I mean, I prefer the original. I mean, the remake has some newer things besides. I mean, there's some missing pieces, but that is definitely really different than the original has. But not much to contribute. I mean, I had a lot to say about this game. I mean, it actually had the same graphics and engine from the original Resident Evil trilogy. I mean, besides Resident Evil 2 and 3, but not the original Resident Evil. I mean, the first Resident Evil. That was back then in PlayStation 1. But that was like a complete shake-off of the timeline. But that's really incredible for the fans to actually play that once again before Requiem came out. Yeah, Requiem came out in February 26th this year. Besides, if they make another remake set like Code Veronica, everybody was telling they wanted to make a remake of Resident Evil 5. But my god, Resident Evil 5, that could be way, way worse. That's right. During the failure of Resident Evil 6, it just really hits different. I mean, where's the horror? Where's the style that we have in this game? I mean, the original Resident Evil 4 was a hit. Well, Resident Evil 5 was a little hit, but they almost get a lot of trouble about, shooting black guys and going to Africa. That's the only issue why Capcom wants almost get canceled about going to Africa to the characters. I mean, the game is really cool, but it's full 100% racist. Yeah, this game is racist. I don't even know why this game existed anyway. So speaking of Code Veronica, this was actually really cool. I mean, we have the original voice actors. I mean, they still have the original voice actors right now in this year, but they're no longer voice acting anymore. So now it's up to the new voice actors of the upcoming remakes, such as the new voice actor of Claire, new voice actor of Leon, voice actor of Jill. But I wonder who can that be in the new voice actors for the remake of the first game. I mean, they had the remake in 2002 for the GameCube, and they came out to return for Resident Evil Archives for the Wii. And then, my gosh, everyone blows their heads off. It was an incredible remake, and then the remasters came out, and why this game, it's so fantastic for the survival horror series. I mean, there's a lot of games. The only ones I care is Code Veronica and Resident Evil Outbreak. Code Veronica, let me see. Resident Evil 2, I mean the classic, not the remakes. Resident Evil 3, Outbreak, I suppose. Yeah, I like Outbreak. I mean, Outbreak is actually a really fun game. All the players are still playing this year. Every player still playing Resident Evil Outbreak, because everybody was waiting for Outbreak to come out, but I prefer the original more than the remake. I mean, Resident Evil is bringing the new school for the remakes, but something seems really different. It's like a really cool with making those new engine things with all the classic games of the franchise, but there's so many missing things that actually didn't add in the remake and add it in the same as the original. Yeah, there's so many missing things they didn't actually add in the same as the original in the remake. That's the only issue why this game is actually masterpiece, but there's some missing things. It's like a hit or miss or something. But I prefer, I mean, the remake of Resident Evil 4 was a total masterpiece of an improvement to the original. I mean, that was really crazy why the original was way popular. It was debuted in 2005. It was like great introduction. I mean, actually return for Leon and every character that came after it. But it obviously takes place in Spain. I mean, España. That's actually, no, I speak Spanish too, man. Es decir, me gusta cómo se ve el juego, pero las cosas van cambiando mucho. El tiempo va avanzando demasiado rápido, pero these newer games are actually like some hit or miss. I mean, there's some indie games that are actually like hit or miss or something. Like the game's actually been playing on Steam. Everybody's been playing like online multiplayer that nobody ever gonna play that anymore. But I prefer different type of games. I'm not so sure why. So let's get started with Code Veronica. I mean, Code Veronica is actually a really good platforming game for Resident Evil franchise besides Devil Survivor. Devil Survivor. Oh, that's Shin Megami Tensei. My bad. My bad. I said Devil Survivor. I said Devil Survivor. I mean, actually, we have another Code Veronica game that is actually there's different type of versions. I mean, we have the original, and then we have the Survivor version. I mean, Resident Evil Survivor 2, but it's only available in Japan. I mean, I don't know why this game existed. And there is the Dark Side Chronicles, the Code Veronica Capture. I mean, the Dark Side Chronicles is like a remake to Code Veronica. I mean, actually, it's a first-person shooter only available in Wii, but that seems incredible with the graphics. But that's we know why it's way different than the original has. I mean, I saw the cutscenes. I mean, they're really, really like a good remake. But there's so many things actually been missing as the original has. I mean, only you can play 2 players, but in the original only can play 1 player at a time. But that could be way different. The same goes for the Resident Evil 2 capture of the Dark Side Chronicles version. I mean, we got the Umbrella Chronicles and the Dark Side Chronicles. It's actually like the same three main games who actually been popular, like Resident Evil 0 capture, Resident Evil 2002, the remake of the first game, Resident Evil 3, Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil Code Veronica, and then we have the extra captors who's actually like the newer ones we can see in the main timeline during the years. But I think actually we have here is the Operation Caviar that is actually a prequel to Resident Evil 4. And then Wesker's Capture that is actually a sequel to Resident Evil 3 and a prequel to Resident Evil 4. That is definitely way different. I mean, they were way different. And then we have the movies that were completely lackluster. I don't even know why the movies existed. But I prefer the movies that are really reliable in the game. I mean, we have Vendetta, Damnation, Dead Island, that is actually the newer movie of Resident Evil. That really a cool masterpiece besides the real life action movies that we all saw. I mean, the action movies is like a pure disappointment. I don't even know why the movies existed anymore. But I know about Mode Code Veronica, like you can fight the bosses. Like I prefer the original engine. They've been using the classic games for a long time, over a decade. But now, never using new engines, that means the music could be way more disastrous. The characters, the models, and the maps, been designing and everything, that could be way more disastrous and actually some missing pieces that the original doesn't have. Well, so I know this game is actually really fantastic. I mean, I just saw for the first time I play it. I mean, as you can see right now, I had this one.
Actually, no, I have the three games. I mean, Resident Evil 4, this game, and Outbreak. Yeah. I prefer Outbreak because obviously it's the most popular game of Capcom ever created. I mean, they actually have online games, you can play that, but Resident Evil Outbreak is actually like good platforming game besides some other games like from Capcom like Devil May Cry. You can see I'm seeing the instruction booklet as we can see right now is now wait. There it is. As we can see right now, there's the things about the teasers of Devil May Cry and their horrible sequel. Yeah, Devil May Cry 2. Speaking of Devil May Cry, I mean the first Devil May Cry was incredible, but the sequel is a complete massive piece of trash I ever seen in my whole entire life. But I cannot believe this they added Dante with his Devil May Cry 2 outfit and the Shin Megami Tensei 3. I mean, that was way perfect. But that's the difference. I mean, I prefer. Let me see. Let me just see. There it is. I prefer this one. I prefer the first Devil May Cry more than this freaking sequel that nobody ever liked. I mean, the sequel is like a complete masterful excuse, and they actually almost killed the franchise. But they save it for Devil May Cry 3, that is actually the prequel of everything. Before Dante became serious and more serious, more than this charismatic and jokester personality that we all have. But actually, for zombies, it's really good, fantastic to play this game once. If they release this one for Steam, I should literally play it right now. But I'm definitely gonna wait until the remake came out because I know they're gonna come out next year or in the Game Awards before Requiem launches. Or maybe it just launches before the Game Awards. A few months, it's actually making for some other games like Mega Man. We're preparing for the teaser development of Devil May Cry 6. We're ready for more and Onimusha. That way incredible. I mean, we can actually see the voice actings like the original Claire, the original Chris. I prefer the original voice actor of Wesker. That could be pretty fitting, but I cannot believe this. And I see the new voice actor of Wesker. That's a total different thing. I mean, I can see in the separated ways in the DLC of Resident Evil 4 remake. I mean, they had the separated ways from the original. I mean, they had the original voice actor, but the remake is actually way different. But I know about the weapons and everything. I mean, we can actually introduce to a newer character that has actually been transformed into a monster who's actually been mutated by some kind of new virus besides the T virus that we all saw in Resident Evil for many years. But I already know this game so much. But I played this in the PlayStation 2. It was so much fun. It was iconic, but all the years that passed, this game has been forgotten. But I'm so glad it not been forgotten because obviously being the most popular descending iconic game of all time, but all those years has been passed. I mean, if I play once again the classic games, I mean, I prefer the old school games more than the newer school games that we all saw all over those years. I mean, I know much about old school games like the original PlayStation from 2000, the PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1, GameCube, Game Boy, Sega Dreamcast, Super Nintendo's, the original Xbox from 2001, Xbox 360. So many games, the old school games we all seen it. I mean, everybody likes it. The old memories of everyone playing classic games for the first time. But everyone just like playing newer games with newer consoles, newer game developers who actually making a full mess for the gaming industry indie series. But it just hit different. It's like a hit or miss or something. But you know, I prefer the original video games more than the newer video games that we all seen in all over these years. if they make a remake of Code Veronica, that's actually really different than the original has. So it's actually really incredible. I had to see more. I saw the whole game with this YouTuber called Survival Horror Channel. That's his name is. I don't know. When I saw the full walkthrough, you can actually have to play only yourself. You had to memorize all the codes, all the puzzles. I mean, it's like Jesus Christ. Every game of Resident Evil comes with puzzles, and it's the horrible thing you actually have in your life. But that's a great game. I mean, actually, it's part of the game franchise, no pun intended. But I know this game for a while. I mean, I actually kind of like this. Kind of like this for the PlayStation 2. I mean, the Sega Dreamcast and GameCube, that will be hit or miss for the controllers. I mean, I prefer this one. I prefer the PlayStation 2 version more than the Dreamcast and the GameCube. But time has changed. Looks like the remake is going away, but I wonder what remake is going. The racist or the greatest iconic game from 2000. That will be Capcom's decision. I mean, it's not mine. It's their. It's for them. It's for them because I know Capcom for a while making Resident Evil, Mega Man, Okami, and then Onimusha. I mean, I play Onimusha, but I want to play the original Onimusha. I mean, they actually finally released the remasters for Steam, and I'm actually waiting for the discount to play those two games once in a while. Because I played the first Onimusha, it's like a great platforming game for Resident Evil Samurai. The horrible thing about this game is the freaking puzzles that I have to solve it. I mean, what? I mean, what the freak are they even thinking? They're gonna put the puzzles in the game? That could be way worse. They actually, it's like a full nightmare. It's like you're gonna solve a Rubik's Cube and then you're blind and then your mind explodes into a full pieces. Like you're completely slow ahead. I mean, what the hell are they even thinking, man? I mean, if the new game of Onimusha has puzzles, I'm definitely gonna blow my mind off. Obviously, I don't know why the puzzle of the game actually even existed anyway. But I know this actually really interesting because I know so many of the characters' names. But it's just really focusing. It's like I have a nostalgia about playing this game right now on the PlayStation 2, but I'm not so sure. I'll be waiting until the original came out for Steam. And I know the original is gonna came out on PlayStation Store for the PlayStation 5. But I don't think so the fans are not gonna like this for being not in Steam. I don't know why the game Resident Evil 2 and 3 original will be on PlayStation 5 and not on Steam. Why? We want those two classic games on Steam and only for the PlayStation Plus? Hell no! I mean, we want those on Steam. Why on PlayStation Plus? This is disastrous. But I know actually they belong to PlayStation because obviously they belong to Capcom. So I actually kind of like this game. Well, so many of the good memories actually has to annihilate zombies, you know. I have to be scared with the first person like they does with Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil 8, and now Resident Evil 9, such as Requiem, the new game that we actually all seen. But for now on, it's about time to waiting for Requiem. So it's up to all of you guys to play Requiem from now on because we are ready to see the true horrors behind the final capture of the franchise. So, hope you guys enjoying this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys next time.